let's continue with South Africa, and we're beginning to transition now into the regions. So let's just finish up with some facts. Some facts as of 2015. So 2015, there is roughly 1/3 of this realm is rural. So that means the other 2/3 is urban. So it has one of the lowest urban rates, which is 37% urbanization, and it's the most rural place in the most rural realm in the world as of today. But it's growing in urbanization, of course. So people are flocking to the cities. And as they flock to the cities, there's a lot of migrants that are moving to cities for opportunity, especially young people. And they leave the farms from the process that I described before of there's a lot of land alienation, there's a lot of foreign investment going on, especially the countries of China, Japan, Europe, also Brazil has really began to invest much more heavily here. But as that happens, a lot, if there's no family farms left in a community, then, or the family farms have turned into big corporate farms, agribusiness, then the youth tend to move to the cities. And quite often, they don't get the top high-paying jobs. They get lower-paying jobs and informal type jobs, and they go to work and they're not really on the books. So there's still a problem. There's still problems with lack of medicine and infrastructure, although that's getting better. The economies, some of them are the fastest growing economies in the world. I believe the top growing economy in 2015 was Equatorial Guinea, followed by Angola. And also Ethiopia is the 3rd highest growing economy. So these are the fast growing economies. And there are others that are really growing fast. In the next few years, you're probably going to see a lot of other African countries that become up on top among the fastest growing in the world. Very high growth rates. But then it's uneven. There's a lot of poverty, quite a bit of poverty, and lack of education, medicine. These are still issues that need to be resolved. So let's go ahead and, life expectancy is going up. It's on the rise. Of course, African nations were always at the bottom of the list when we look at statistics for quality of life. And among those are infant mortality, which is really high in a lot of states in Africa for the reasons that we've talked about, lack of infrastructure and medicine and so on. And mother death at childbirth, really high also. But it's going down. Those are going down, infant mortality. And if you want to look at the health of a nation, then you look at the female population quite often because females are bearing children. So mothers are doing a lot better, and the life expectancy is going up. So there's a lot of hope for Africa. So let's go ahead and move into the regions. So we will start with Southern Africa. And I'm going to have to go back on Malawi. I did check the text that we're currently using right now, and Malawi is considered in the top tier states of Southern Africa. So I'm sorry that I've been wavering back and forth on that, but for the purposes of our exam, which I think you really want to know where it's going to be placed for the exam, for those purposes, we'll put Malawi into Southern Africa, where our text puts it. So let's go ahead and name them out again. So Southern Africa is Angola, Zambia, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa. So what makes Southern Africa so different? Well, there's a lot of Europeans. It was settled by the Dutch. South Africa was settled by the Dutch. And it has the largest economy altogether. And it is the most resource rich. It's hard to say it's the richest because there are other states in other regions that are the fastest growing. So there is Angola, which is very fast growing, and South Africa is the dominant or key state of Southern Africa and also of this whole realm. So Southern Africa is very important. We'll focus on the key states of each of the realms. And of course it's important to know all of the states are important, but for our time purposes, we'll focus mainly on the key states.